I'm Sherry Salat. I'm a St. Louis artist, and my primary focus is what's called alcohol inks. They are called alcohol inks because rubbing alcohol, 91% rubbing alcohol, is what blends them. Whereas with watercolor paints, water blends the colors together. These are alcohol based, and most of the work I do is dripped or blown. And then these Copic sketch markers are alcohol ink markers where I could do the fine lines in a painting. And I think in terms of layers, so you'll do what's furthest back in a painting first, which would be the sky. And I'm gonna do a purple sky for this painting. And I'm just gonna drip it on. And I usually add a couple colors to a sky to give it some depth. We'll do a sundown kind of sky. And a lighter purple. And I know this seems like it's finger painting, but you see how interesting the colors blend, even the orange and the purples together. That's what makes it an organic art. I just love how the colors blend together and create interesting skies. And because it's on a non-porous surface, the colors stay vibrant. They don't seep in where they would for canvas. And if I do want to blend them with my hand, I can blend the colors with my hand. Interesting sky. And I can blend them with anything you have around the house. I use Q-tips a lot for blending. I use cotton balls, and then I use felt for blending. And then because it's alcohol based, it dries very quickly. So it's already getting pretty dry. So I'm gonna just add some rubbing alcohol so that it's still wet enough to play with. You'll see it's creating a pretty interesting sky. Now, if you put too much rubbing alcohol, you'll notice you're losing the color. So I want a mixture of really vibrance, and then I want clouds in the sky. So, pretty amazing sky. I would like to see this sky in the real world. And now I have a sky. And what I'm going to do, again, it dries very quickly. I'm gonna have some wildflowers come up into the sky. So I'm gonna do some grasses so that we can have flowers come up. And one of the methods of making flowers is by blowing them. And I say wild, this is going to be pretty wild. And that's what I like the grasses to be. Especially if we're talking about wildflowers, the grasses are going to be all over the place. And one of the hardest things for beginning artists is to let go of their wrists and let them play. They usually want to control so much of what happens that they lose a lot of the interesting element of this medium, which is letting yourself play. When you're working this small, it's kind of hard to do too much, but just the organic nature of it's super fun. And it's kind of hard with, if I had a straw, I'd have more control. This is kind of big, cumbersome for this small piece of art. Usually my art is a lot larger than this. You can add flowers at all different levels. I think the wilder the flower is, the more interesting the flower is. Just to give you an idea.